Hey everybody, it's Bo. That's my new nickname. I have it at work. I really like it. Full name. It's not working for me anymore. Not to diss my full name. My first name is my mother's name, and I love my mother. My middle name is two other family members that I hold dear. But sometimes you just have to figure out who you are. And I always say, like, if the Apostle Paul can change his name to Saul, then I get to change my name too, and I realize moments of truth and spiritual awakenings in my own self. So, in honor of Pride Month, I am now coming out as a reverend. And my new name I'm giving myself is Bo. Short for Bonnie, but also I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, so Beaux is the spelling because, go Saints. But not affiliated with them at all. Oh, no copyrights, nothing to them, just purely a fan. So here are my thoughts today. I know I told you last episode that I would play my I Choose Love song, and I fully intended on it. However, just like... somebody sent me a TikTok of this woman, gorgeous woman of color, in a Target, ranting about all the Target brouhaha. Again, no affiliation with anything. And in fact, me being a reverend is just of my own self, my own soul, not affiliated with any denomination, not affiliated with any church at all. Not affiliated with anything that I used to do, actually, really. Thus, the change of my name day. Yay! And all I could think was, here's this gorgeous woman who definitely I can tell that she has a power and a fire inside of her for her faith, which is cool. I think everybody should have a passion and a fire in your faith. But again, what good is any religion if we're not doing the 4 things that we should be doing, which is taking care of the poor, clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, and visiting people in prisons. All 4, all the time. I can't judge because I haven't found a way to do number 4, visit people in prisons, and I do need to check in on that because I just currently don't know anyone who's incarcerated except for one juvenile. So anyway, I got to commit to getting on that. Just finding a way to do that. So, and I'm like, she's just throwing Bible verses at random, just this, and this. And, when I do that to, confirm my faith and, stand up for who I am, who I know I am inside of my soul, I get accused of cherry picking. And I'm like, really? Because you're pretty good at it yourself. Where do you think I learned how to cherry pick? I learned it from the best growing up, an Assemblies of God preacher's daughter. So I'm only a product of what I was shown. And I wasn't shown all bad things, like my deep connection to spirit, my deep connection to the oneness, the deities that I choose to call Elohim, that is who they have appeared to me as. Devout follower of the teachings of Yeshua, him as his bastardized Catholic Church name of Jesus, but his name was Yeshua. He was very much Jewish, Arab man. I can never say that enough. Those true teachings is the way I found spirit, and that's the way I choose to live my life, because honestly I just think it's a good practice for me to constantly look around me and not only be grateful for what I do have and not have any dissatisfaction. Let's cherry pick a verse, learning to be content in all situations. Like I'm sitting back here in my beautiful backyard. I cleaned up, y'all. I trimmed, I cleaned up. I've been very much being spoken to of just getting my life together, getting cleaned, like taking whatever was in the old and doing away with it, and just fully coming and stepping into my power, into the new. So, what a gorgeous space I have. And, my two little doggy boos, my Pearl and my Diamond. Diamond's name was always Diamond because she has a diamond spot on her forehead. And Pearl, her first name was Lovey, which she's very lovey. Like, she's when she's not trying to nip at you, she's very cuddly. She was the run of the litter, so she's real needy, but I love her. I changed her name to Pearl because I wanted Diamond and Pearl family treasures. And also, Prince, not affiliated, just love him, big fan. I call them my family jewels because they are. They're little diamond souls. We're all diamond souls. We're all diamond souls. All of us. And if anybody tries to make you feel that any certain type of way about your soul that you don't like, and we all know that feeling. We all know that feeling. We're just innocent children. We go to school and we instantly know the first time. Most of us. I won't say all of us. That's never say all. Never say all. Never say always. Never say never. Because there will be exceptions. But I remember, my memory starts actually, I have a memory of my mom being at home with my newborn baby sister. That's kind of where my memories start. And so I just remember going to school for like the first time, and I was a chunky kid and being made fun of just merely for the way I looked. And it was just like a chokehold on my soul, just like a smothering. And what it was is, I realize now, being on the other side of everything, I realized that was the first sludge of darkness and evil that was put on my diamond, my little shining bright like a diamond soul. And so these past, since 2018, it was like divine intervention on my life. See, my deity, I don't know who you serve, but my deities, my Elohim, they now help me realize and give me a spidey sense, tingling. No affiliation with Marvel, just a fan. I have like that spidey sense about like when something big is about to happen. And I can tell this because most days I had really come into my own as a teacher and really just fell in love with the kids that I was teaching that year. Just figured out how every day to just make it fun. I was teaching only kindergartners and first grades, and those kids, man, they are in the moment. They don't care about your past. They don't care about the future. They are in the moment. And so now I realized I had to do that so I could learn to be in the moment, because I was giving my moments away. And when I was giving my moments away, I was giving my minutes away, and I was giving my hours away, and I was giving my days away. And just days turn into months, months turn into years. It's like the circle, and it's just going the same. And then I had a breakthrough that summer in between the school year when I had a vision of my own soul. And there are no human words to describe how beautiful my soul looked. And it was all because I was being a smarty little ex-Assembly of God preacher's daughter. And I was mad at the way the world was that now, and who was president, and what had been allowed to happen. I was mad. And people just, not to be judgy, but if that beautiful African-American woman, who I'm sure is very passionate in her faith, I don't want to speak ill of her, but was on a tirade about just there being pride-themed onesies for babies. Do you not realize how many of us rainbow people are parents, whether through first marriages like me? And you want to blame me for that? Go ahead. I have no secrets. I was married to a man for 9.5 years. No business marrying him. No business. But it was put upon me to force me into a life that I was not supposed to be in, so I could fit into a mold, suffocating box of the religion of my family. You want to talk about hurting kids? Then let's really talk about it. I would have loved to have had children. And to be out and proud mom. And had a little onesie to put on my babies. Because you know why? They're my babies. They're my kids. And you know what? Until you've had to sit with your 6-year-old first grader little baby girl holding the hand of a teacher that comes to you in your own classroom at the end of school and goes, she's talking about you and her mom is gay and it's not healthy for the other kids who don't understand what that is. So I've asked her to stop. And you just, because of everything that had been put upon you, this is an actual, I'm not making this up. You can't make this shit up. Everything that had been put upon me, the shame, the guilt, the self-hatred, the driving of that word of quote unquote God into my head that I was an abomination. And I had been forced. And people say, oh, you always have a choice. And I always say that too. You always have a choice. But sometimes when you're a minor and you're being fed this into your brain, knowing that you're different, knowing that you don't fit into that mold, knowing that you don't fit no matter what you try to do, no matter how hard you cry, no matter how hard you pray, and you just beg and beg and beg and beg to just be what everybody who says they love you and has your back, who says they love you unconditionally and has your back, you really know that they don't. They don't. And some of us don't make it. Some of us are like, you know what? If these people don't want me here, I don't want to be here either. And we take ourselves out. And so that's what I want you to realize when you're going into these angry tirades about my people, my rainbow people. The fact that I can be sitting here today to declare myself a living, breathing child of my Elohim, who are the ones that breathed, let there be light, which caused this cosmic, huge light crash and created the very earth that I am sitting on my cute little bench today. That is who my God is. That is who my deity is. And I shouldn't say one, because they have revealed themselves to me in many ways. I don't know who you're serving. I don't know who you're living your life for. And if you have put all of your eggs in one basket of a certain political figure who has received way too much attention than he should have fun watching them fall. Go back to my Facebook post, election night 2016. I don't know how to do that. I don't know anything about technologicals, whatever, about anything of that nature. All I know how to do is talk and sing and teach. Here you go. That's all I know how to do, people. And it's going to have to be enough, because I'm enough in me. So when you're going into those angry tirades, you are hurting children. You think that only offering them one way is healthy? You're wrong. And you know you're wrong. And because you know you're wrong, you keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on your wrongness. Go ahead, hunty. If that's what you think you need to do, go ahead. Go ahead. You just go right on ahead. You say whatever you want to say. You do whatever you need to do. You shoot up whoever you need to shoot up with your guns. You just go right on ahead. And let's see where those choices get you. See, there's the catch. We have free will. We have all the free will in the world. Anybody tries to tell you you don't have free will, you have it. You have it. And we need to properly be teaching people about free will. Because this, we can do whatever we want, say whatever. Yes, you can. But then the second question is, should you? Should you say it? I'm going to leave that there. So anyway, sorry, I'm going to have to go on an angry tirade. Because here's the biggest thing about that African-American woman, gorgeous, who I'm sure has passion for her faith. Here's what came to my mind. The very same Bible you are quoting was used to enslave your ancestors. And do you think it's a good practice of being someone who's an oppressed person? Your ancestors were oppressed by my ancestors. And I'm fully realized that. And I have made amends, and I have gone to an African-American friend and said, on behalf of my ancestors and on behalf of your ancestors, would you please forgive me? And that's what started breaking those generational curses off of me so fast. Right and left. Again, not affiliation with anything other than my own soul and my own self. Now, does she have free speech? Absolutely. Does she have free will? We all do. But here's the risk. Here's the risk of you doing that in the name of your God. And please stop attaching my God's name to that. Please stop attaching Jesus's name. Because right now, there are some of my rainbow brothers and sisters and gentle envies who don't even, are triggered into hysterics and trauma at the mention of the name God and Jesus. That is what you have effectively done. You have effectively put people into trauma when they hear those names because of the fruits of your religion's labor. Do you have free speech? Of course you do. Do you have free will? We all do. The second question should be, but should I? See, I'm choosing to use my words for the rest of my life to speak life. And so my rainbow people, I don't come into you in those names. I don't come into you that name. I come into the name of authenticity. Hard to talk right now. And I'm going to come into you the name of Yeshua, which really that soul that inhabited that body is long gone and ascended back to the oneness, as we all will. We're all going to do it someday. So I really can't even come in that name. That's why I'm saying my deities have shown me themselves as the Elohim. So that's what I say. That's the name they've given me because it's a name I can relate to. I remember hearing. And I say to you, I'm having to take on, I always thought, like my dad took on my grandpa's mantle of ministry, and for a long time I thought that would be mine one day, and then nope, I can't come to you in that name. That name has been besmirched by the very people who claim that as an inheritance. You have besmirched your inheritance, so you just deal with that in your own prayer closets like I do, okay? So I can't come to you in that name. So I won't. I'm going to come to you in the name of Reverend Bo, my own personal church of one, and I'm going to speak live to you. So if you could see your soul, the best I can describe it humanly possible is I think of my mother's wedding ring, and honor my mother's wedding ring. She has a very beautiful diamond. Not too big, but a good size. I remember cleaning it for her one day when I was a kid, because we had to use a lot of lotion. Here in Nuevo Mexico, you have to have a lot of lotion for your dry hands. It's a thing. Why people ashy all the time. Anyway. So I remember cleaning it, and it's gorgeous. taking it to the sun. And when the sun hits a real diamond, you start seeing the cut. And the cut gives you prisms. And in the prisms, when the light hits a diamond, you see rainbows. And when I saw my soul, I didn't see that, but that's the closest human description I can give you. And actually, that's how they determine value of physical diamonds on this earth, is like cut, clarity, a couple others I can't remember. I was a teacher. I don't have real diamonds, y'all. You funny. So that's what I can liken what I've seen my own soul to be like. And then when I went back to school that next year with the kinders and firsts, like, I just would imagine what my soul looked like when I would look at them. And like I said, we had such a good year that year. And then we go back, and I got my son graduated from high school, which was a journey into itself. And I mean, like, I was crazy busy, and things were just like, felt good and powerful. And then COVID hits. I was like, I'm so prepared. I had that transformational experience in the summer of 2018, because if I had not had that, the lockdown alone would have plunged me into a deep, deep, dark depression, because I wouldn't have been able to keep escaping places like I did before. I got COVID, ran fever for 18 days, and still like 3 months, was still dealing with symptoms, still kind of deal with them. So yeah, I'm one of them long COVIDers, but I've been able to function. Function. Anyway, whatever that looks like for me. So that is the kind of power and the kind of love and the kind of mercy that I'm coming to you with. And it's not a commandment of you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to. It's a coming to evaluate your choices, I guess. I've had a lot happen to me where I could be bitter, I could be sad, I could be just have no reason to get out of my bed, even though I have every reason to be up and living. And so that's something that Spirit has told me when I come to you, my rainbow people and my allied people. I don't come to you as a broken soul. I come to you as been made whole. And so I want to be a light to anybody of my rainbow family who's feeling down, who's feeling threatened, who's feeling scared. You know what? We've seen this before. And we go through this every 4 years, every election cycle. I know. It's like, why do they have to make our personal lives political with all these, you make this political? I mean, where do we learn to do that? Who's doing that the most? Think about it. Anyway, you're going to be okay. And reach out to the supports that are around you, whatever that may be. Don't feel scared. Just do it. It's okay. Reach out to supports. And we're going to make it through this because we're strong. And what I do know is anytime anybody makes themselves the bully, they might have a reign of terror, but it's short-lived. And then when they come crashing down, they come crashing down really hard, and they never really truly fully recover from it. So it's gonna be okay. All right. Choose love, choose peace, and happy bride day 6. Bye.